Alright, what's up, guys? Boy, do I have a story for you today. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I'll just try to, tell it as best as I can. This was the time that I decided to, try a little five-finger discount at a certain store, and it didn't really go as planned. Also, let me preface this. A lot of these stories, specifically this one, are, years and years in the past. This one was like 2017. Not the greatest guy, but I would not do that shit again. That was in my little, piece of shit era, trying to, be a little, I'm gonna steal it. Like, bro. Anyways, let me get to the story. Like I said, it was about 2017, and I had honestly just gotten my car, which was a 2001 Chevy Cavalier. I mean, talk about the cream de la crop, whatever the fucking saying is of cars. Yeah, just kidding. Piece of shit. But I was grateful. I think I cut some sort of deal with my mom. She bought it off my uncle for like $1,800, and I paid like half. Which, dude, even her getting to pay half was, dude, I was so grateful. It's a little side note, dude. I remember the day that I got it. I was at school, and it was relatively close to my birthday, and we didn't have it titled or plated yet, and she ended up going to get it done while I was at school. So I got home on a Friday, and she's like, "Yeah, here's your car, titled and plated, ready to go." I was, anyways, hell, that was probably in 2016. 2017, a couple months later, hanging out with my friends. I'm a young high school kid, dude. I'm doing stupid shit. All of us did. Some of the levels of stupid shit kind of progressed bigger than stealing, or maybe farther than the average lad would at this age. However, who knows? I woke up one morning, and to be completely honest with you, I just had no money. I could have potentially been trying to get the phone case to sell to someone. Had no money, right? And a lot of people might know this or have experienced it themselves. This is kind of the era where, like, you could, I don't want to say barter, but, like, you could kind of, like, get, like, dude, I got this Xbox controller. Who wants it? You post it on your story on that little fiend shit, dude, and someone's like, I'll give you $25. And it's either something you stole or something you're selling out of your room. So you're like, boom, profit. In reality, you're kind of just losing money or, selling off assets. Now, I'm pretty certain that someone had posted or had mentioned they were looking to buy a battery charging phone case for the low. One of those situations. I had gotten this idea. If I can get this battery charging phone case for $3.99, then I can kind of make a little bit of profit to buy, my weed and cigarettes for the next couple of weeks or days, if we're being real. So I have this master plan, that I'm going to trot into to Meijer in my town. Now, also, there were cameras and everything, but this, like, wasn't the era of, like, TikTok and heavily security. Like, I feel like now, dude, you walk into a place and even look at someone weird, you're like, you stealing. And I know that because I've gotten away with a lot of this shit a lot of times in the past. Not proud of it again. It just happened. It's factual. I haven't done it, and I would never do it again. And I've definitely got my karma. So this was one of the last times, if not the last time, that I ever did it. I drove to Meijer, and I walked down the aisle. I walked down several aisles. I was scoping it out, I was trying to see who was there, I was like kind of like on my phone, like doing the whole like, oh, this video game was pretty good. Oh, what's this over here? Yeah. And I stumbled into the Apple accessories aisle, and again, they didn't have the security tags on stuff like this. It was like $80, but it wasn't no OtterBox, so there wasn't any security tags on it. And I'm about to make my move. I see some guy kind of in the aisle, but kind of not in the aisle. And this is definitely a little bit my fault. But to my defense, the guy that was in the aisle was not even looking at me, paying attention to his own thing, doing whatever. And out of the corner of my eye, he had a Compton hat on, okay? And it had the NWA style lettering. The movie wasn't even out yet, I don't think, but it just did. The second that I saw that hat, I'm like, this guy's cool. And I don't want to say I took it in front of him, but I wasn't so secure. Almost to the point where I kind of winked at him and was like, what's up, dude? I make my way to the front, and I get kind of close to the door. I look over my shoulder, and no one's really there, and I think I'm home free. And there's a double door or like a vestibule in this Meijer and a lot of stores, and I get through the first door of the vestibule. And I'm walking, I'm honestly like strutting, like, because I'm A, confident, and B, I'm like, oh, I'm about to make $80 for that's so much weed, dude. And as I get to the second door of the vestibule, some guy like runs behind me and then gets in front of me without touching me and puts his like his little badge up. And what do I know? Asset protection. And I'm like, fuck, dude. And this is kind of where you make those split-second decisions where nowadays, A, I wouldn't even do this nowadays, B, but in another world, if I did, this is where I'd lay my sword down and be like, you got me. What do we do? How can I get out of this? Okay? Which, in by choosing what I did, it helped me out. I looked at the guy, and I kind of frowned, and I looked down, and when he said, follow me into the office, I said, all right. The second that we kind of got level to where he was closer to the first vestibule door in the store, and I got a little bit, like he wasn't blocking the door, I mean, I booked it, okay? I don't know how he did not run me. Back to my previous videos, I was a chunky fuck, dude. And I was moving. Maybe it was the adrenaline. I was moving. My Cavalier I parked all the way at the end of the parking lot, okay? And I run, and I get to my car. Now, you're thinking, like, dude, they are going to get your license plates immediately. When I turn around, I didn't see anybody behind me, so I'm wondering if, like, they just didn't even chase me, or if they're not allowed to. I get in my Cavalier, and I'm shaking in my boots. Because at this point, like, even if I get away, or, like, even if, like, I don't know. I'm fucking 17, dude. I just got almost caught stealing, or pretty much did. And I'm fucking shaking, and I get in my car, and I drive, dude. And I'm flying, I'm making, like, I'm blowing right turns. I'm not driving aggressive like or bad. I mean, I'm just like trying to get out of the situation. Everything's working out in terms of like I get to this really busy street. It's a red light, and then it turns green immediately, and then I was able to like get down the street and take a left, right, left. Dude, unbeknownst to me, there was an unmarked cop car that had they presumably called him when I had been noticed stealing, and somehow he got there quickly, or somehow maybe he was, like, passing the intersection, and they're like, it's a silver Cavalier, and, I'm like, wow, this guy's kind of riding my ass, and I'm almost to my house, I'm pretty close, woo! He pulled me over. Now, smartest decision that I ever did, but as a second I got my Cavalier, I threw that motherfucking case out the window, okay? Immediately cleared me of the evidence. Now, once again, there was cameras and stuff, but like it was 8 years ago. The cameras in front of the Meijer that were parked all the way in the back were not good enough to prove that I was in the parking lot. They had to go on the car make and model, and they had to go on evidence, which they had none. So when the cop pulled me over, he kind of asked me what was going on. He's like, were you just at Meijer? And I was like, no. He's like, dude, come on, be real with me. Were you at Meijer? And now I should have even said no, but I was like, yeah, I was at Meijer. I was just buying some stuff, and I, buying a drink and blah, blah, blah. And, like, he's like, where's your drink? Where's all the stuff you bought? And I'm like, fuck. I don't even remember if I just pulled out a random pack of gum or some bullshit, or I just was like, nothing. He strong-armed me. He ended up searching the car, okay? Now, I had nothing in the car but a backpack that was, had an empty weed bag in it. And he was just looking for admission of guilt. And he didn't have any sort of evidence against me, and he kept saying, did you steal this case? And I was like, no, I didn't steal the case. And they're like, come on, they saw you, like, they caught you, just admit it'll be better. And I'm like, I don't have the case. I didn't steal the case. To be honest, he still gave me a $250 theft of merchandise ticket, okay? I could have gone to court. I could have fought it. They didn't have any actual evidence that I had the case. Honestly, I was young, and in my own mind, I thought that getting away with not getting charged, I was 17, they could have maybe got me as an adult, and it was a $100 case. I don't know. I didn't even want to think about it. So once he gave me that ticket, I went to the courthouse. I paid the $250, which coincidentally at the time, you think I had money for that? Dude, my girlfriend, thank God, paid for the whole thing, and I really appreciate that. But that just kind of gives you a lesson, dude. Even in today, you just can't steal shit. That was a degenerate bullshit move of me, and I almost got screwed over with it. But like I said, I don't know about the whole karma thing. In the time that I was stealing or swiping things, it was all knickknacks. It was like $10, $15, gum, candy, sodas, like a beer at the liquor store. And honestly, I thought I had been in so much profit in like, yeah, I'm stealing all this stuff, all these like crappy trap phones. I guarantee you it amounted to roughly around the same amount of money that I paid for my stealing ticket. And something in my brain tells me that like I could have fought it, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna pay the 250, get on with my life, and I'm gonna stand on it. I don't think I ever stole again. I think I was scarred. Obviously, I was underage at the time. I mean, I was under 18, so I had to tell my parents like they had to like go to court or like go to the courthouse with me. And yeah, I ended up getting off with only paying $250, and I never stole again. And I'll forever be grateful that nothing else happened, and I evened out. In my mind, you can call that a bit of a karma exchange, if you will. But, I mean, screw it, dude. Hoping to get better with some more stories. Hope you like that one. Moral of the story, don't steal, don't be a scumbag. Peace out.